The Permian Basin in West Texas is the top oil-producing region in the U.S. This Texan soil produces 40% of the country's oil. Kyle McGraw built his career in the oil business as an engineer, like his father before him.
I came to work with my dad. We spent 25 years working together. Ultimately, 3 other brothers joined in, so we had 4 sons working for our dad. And so, yes, oil and gas is all I've known.
At 61, McGraw has seen his fair share of oil crises, but nothing as brutal as last year. Between January and April 2020, oil prices dropped by 80%, shortly after McGraw had bought this oil field.
As soon as we closed on it, within 3 weeks, we were at $15 a barrel. The Saudis and the Russians were having a fight. OPEC was flooding the market with oil, and then the COVID crisis hit, which caused the world economy to shut down. The world went from using 100 million barrels of oil a day to about 70 million, so that really affected prices.
As a result of this double crisis, more than 100,000 U.S. oil workers lost their jobs in 2020.
There was nobody looking to hire because all the companies were laying workers off. I was without a job for 4 months.
I was working for a company in B&B, and we were getting 80 hours a week, and we went to just about nothing.
Now these 2 men look after the 100 drills located on more than 2,500 acres of land.
This is the normal operating range.
Okay, where the little bands are, okay.
And the oil was down to here.
Okay.
With the economy reopening, the barrel has gone back up to around $65. McGraw's field produces about 200 barrels per day, which he then sells off to a refinery. His company is once again profitable. What worries him now is the new administration.
When your president, your vice president, and an entire political party says they want to do away with your industry, that makes you a little nervous to hear. To take a world without producing oil, it's not just used for fuel. Motor fuel is just a small percentage of the use of crude oil. It is used in all kinds of plastics. If we eliminated from this picture everything that, my clothing is going to come off, we're going to not have our phones working. I mean, plastics and the use of petrochemicals are huge in our society, and so those are valuable.
Unlike his predecessor, Joe Biden has vowed to make the fight against climate change a priority during his term. In January, he suspended new drilling leases on federal land. The move won't have much impact on Texas, where 90% of the land is private, but the Biden administration is looking to go further by dropping federal subsidies and increasing taxes. Those measures are much more worrying in a state that mostly lives off the oil industry.
When you say how many jobs are related to the oil and gas industry in Midland, Texas, it's 100%. Because no businesses are here if the oil and gas industry isn't doing what it does in the 3rd largest oil field in the world. And so it's, we all have a saying around here that says, if you're not in the oil business, you actually are. A restaurant business is in the oil and gas industry because it is the lifeblood of this entire region. And I kind of liken it to someone may not be in the casino business in Las Vegas, but you're in the casino business in Las Vegas, because if the casino business leaves, Vegas leaves. If the oil and gas industry leaves, Midland's going to have a hard time.
Claims that are unacceptable for environmental activists like Sharon Wilson. She's with Earthworks, an organization pushing to end the use of fossil fuels. In recent years, her focus has been on methane, a gas 80 times stronger than CO2, which is released by drilling. With her thermal camera, Wilson films the toxic and usually invisible gas coming out of these flares.
I see a huge cloud, a plume of emissions coming from the flare, so it's not combusting.
Drilling sites are legally supposed to burn their excess gas, but in practice, many sites just release methane into the air.
The industry keeps promising to stop the emissions, and the methane emissions just keep climbing higher and higher. So it's not working. And I believe the only way that we're going to actually be able to slow down the methane spiking in our atmosphere is to stop all new oil and gas permits and then rapidly transition the ones like this to clean, renewable energy.
Wilson is forced to keep her distance from these drilling facilities because they're on private property. But even on public roads, her presence isn't always welcome.
Are you guys taking pictures of my facility?
Your facility?
Of any of these facilities?
No, I haven't looked at that one yet. I guess I should. Why?
Who are you guys with?
Who are you with?
I'm with Endeavor Energy.
Oh, you might want to go fix that flare.
Oh, that one's not mine.
What? Who is that?
I don't know.
You're sure that's not Endeavor? Because on the Railroad Commission map it says it's Endeavor.
Yeah, that one's not.
Oh, okay.
You know whose it is? No, I don't.
If he did, he wouldn't tell us.
Who are you guys with?
Since Joe Biden took office, the U.S. has returned to the Paris Climate Accord and vowed to reduce its greenhouse gas emissions by half by 2030. A tall order for the world's top oil exporter, where the industry has vowed not to go down without a fight.